Part 59. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 582. Finally reached. Outside the small mountain village, Tian and Gijun finally arrived with Guiqi and other ghosts. After learning that the ghost army had declared war on the divine realm, the ghosts were all shocked. This is definitely a huge event. If it were in the past, if I received the order from the dead land, no matter where I was, I would have rushed to join the battle immediately. But now, no big deal can stop them from chatting. In a battle between gods and ghosts, how important is it to make offerings to the tooth-extracting monster? At the entrance of the village, Mingtian Beizheng and a group of demon commanders were eating pancakes, new wheat porridge, boiled potatoes. Their faces were all shining with happiness at this moment, because these foods were obtained with their labor. During this time, the village was busy with farming and there were not enough manpower, so the second uncle asked them to work part-time in the village. Take charge of the meal. This excited Ming Tianbei and the others, so that was called diligence. It was praised by the villagers. After the work was done, Aunt Wang even gave them some food. At this moment, Tian and Gijun saw this, stepped forward cautiously, saluted towards Ming Tianbei, and said, "Brother Demon, can I do you a favor?" He was full of respect for Ming Tianbei, who was a devil who could pick up trash in a small mountain village. The status is unimaginable. Ming Tianbei wiped his hands, feeling a little excited. He stood up and held Tian An's hand, saying, "It's you, Brother Gui. What's going on? Have all the Gui's teeth grown? Everyone in the village is waiting. The second uncle and I have talked about it several times. We want to build a house using ghost teeth. It will be cool in the summer." During this period of time, while working, Li Fan also gave iced watermelons to the villagers several times. After eating them, everyone felt that the ghost teeth were very useful. Even the second uncle is looking forward to using Gia to spend the entire summer vacation in his house. Although he was mentally prepared for his teeth to be extracted, Tian and Gijun was immediately shocked by Ming Tianbei's words. Use ghost teeth to build a house? Is this using ghost teeth as building materials, as bricks, or as free mud? He wants to vomit blood. And, how much does it cost to build a house? A few million pieces, right? Even 10 mouths are not enough. However, he still gritted his teeth and said, I will work hard, Brother Demon, and please help me report the tooth extraction monster. Mingtian North Road. Okay, just wait. Immediately, Ming Tianbei turned around and entered the village. He went straight to the small courtyard. Is Miss Yongzi here? He knocked on the door. In the small courtyard, everyone has just finished eating iced watermelon. Hearing Ming Tianbei's voice outside, Gong Ya stepped forward to open the door in confusion and said, "What's wrong? Are you looking for Miss Yongzi?" Ming Tianbei said respectfully, "Yes, Mr. Demon Commander, there are a group of ghosts outside, waiting for Miss Yongzi and others to extract their teeth." When Gong Ya heard this, her expression became complicated. She immediately turned around, looked at Li Fan, and said, "Master, there are a group of ghosts coming outside, waiting for Miss Yongzi and others to extract their teeth." Li Fan was drinking tea and was stunned when he heard this. Now, the ghost comes to visit again? Do you like pulling teeth so much? It seems that what Xiling said before was right. Sure enough, just as a sheep's wool needs to be trimmed regularly, a ghost's teeth also need to be pulled out regularly. Otherwise, how could these ghosts be so active and like it so much? So obsessed with it? This different world is indeed full of wonders. When Yongzi and Xiling heard this, they were immediately pleasantly surprised. The ghosts are here? Teeth grow so fast. Yongzi was full of interest. Master, Sister Yongzi and I will go and come back with more ghost teeth, so that we can eat more iced watermelon every time. Xialing is also looking forward to it. Li Fan smiled and said, "Okay, go ahead." He paused and said, "I think the ghost teeth are quite useful, and the folks like them too. You can find more ghosts to pull them out." At first, Li Fan was a little worried, but now it seems that since the ghost takes the initiative and likes her so much, he is relieved. "Okay, master, we must work hard." Yongzi and Xiling immediately stood up and left. Not long after, they appeared outside the small mountain village. "Benefactor, you have finally come out." Seeing them, Tian and Gijun and a group of ghosts immediately appeared. "Do it." Tianan spoke directly. Immediately, with uniform and standardized movements, they raised their fists and smashed them on their teeth. Then, holding the ghost teeth that were like broken jade in both hands, they bowed towards Yongzi and Xiling, with enthusiastic smiles on their faces. "Please be kind to me, my benefactors. Please be kind to me, my benefactors." Behind, Ming Tianbei, who came out with Yun 11 and Xiling, was shocked when he saw this scene. "Damn, these ghosts are too good at it, right?" Yun 11 said happily. "So many ghost teeth. Xiling, hurry up and put them in a bag." "Well done, Sister Yungzi." Xiling stepped forward and closed her teeth. "Collected 2 more big bags. With 2 big bags, I can now freeze 6 watermelons at a time, but there are so few, and the folks don't have enough." Yun 11 thought about it, and suddenly felt a little worried. Xiling nodded and said, "Yes, and the demand in the village is huge. Aunt Wang wants to build a storage room, and the second uncle wants to build a cool house. There is a huge shortage." Listening to the conversation between the 2 girls, Goichi and the other ghosts felt a little depressed. Although, under the leadership of Tian and Gijun, they have accepted the positioning of Ghost Fang supplier, this is too much. Storage rooms, cold rooms, for the first time, they felt that the ghost teeth they regarded as treasures were so cheap. "Little Maiden, can you find other ghosts?" Yun 11 looked towards the sky, his big eyes full of expectation, and said, "Many, many, many ghosts." Hearing this, Lord Tian and Gui felt a complicated feeling in his heart. Who in the world is not afraid of ghosts? But the tooth extraction monster and the others are looking for ghosts. But, suddenly he had a thought, no. Now the army of ghosts is invading, and the tooth-pulling monsters and the others are looking for many ghosts. He suddenly took a breath of air. Behind the tooth extraction monsters was the one from the small mountain village. Could it be that this is what that person meant? That one, want to take action against Geixi. Thinking of this, he suddenly became extremely solemn. You must know that that person is truly a peerless man. He can erase the mist of disaster and summon reincarnation with a single move. If the old man takes action, it will definitely involve a lot of depth and breadth. Perhaps, this is an opportunity to save Geixi. He murmured, recalling all the things in the ghost world. Crazy, twisted souls that cannot enter reincarnation have turned into man-eating ghosts, with resentment and hunger coming at any time, and the sky is dark. It was a world without light, evil and dark. And, he thought of Bingruo. Being sent into reincarnation by this being in the mountain village, he became the first person in all ages to successfully enter reincarnation and gain liberation. At this moment, Tian and Ghost Master's heart was instantly determined. This boss is definitely going to take action. Thinking of this, his blood boiled with excitement. He nodded immediately and said, "To benefactors, there is no ghost in my Zidao. There are so many ghosts, and they are already in the star field." Hearing this, Yongzi and Xiling were immediately overjoyed. "Really? Take us there." Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Gui Xian. Chapter 583. At this moment, in the star field, outside the original Degzu star wheel, 5 bright stars appeared. That is the constant realm from other sub-star realms. At this moment, it has become the affiliated star realm of the Degzu star wheel. Now, one world. This star realm originally came from the 49th star realm, the first sub-star realm. It is also the first constant realm to take shape in the entire 49th star field. There is a world of Tao, somewhere in the cave heaven and blessed land. Dao Yizong. The star territory beacon is igniting. Something big has happened. I, Dao Yizong, have always been responsible for contacting the divine realm, but now, the spirit of heavenly Dao has disappeared, and the world is collapsing. It is impossible to ignite the star territory beacon. In a secret palace, an old man murmured. He is Chen Daiyi, the leader of Daiyi sect. Beside him, many elders of Daiyizong were sitting cross-legged, all with sad faces. Beacons have been lit in several nearby star fields, but something happened to our 49th star field. The beacons are not lit. What a disaster, what a disaster. Beacons can be ignited in many star regions on a large scale. I'm afraid something like a war between gods and demons will happen. The elders speculated a lot. Report to the sect master. At this time, a voice suddenly came from outside. A middle-aged cultivator walked in and said, "The Dao realm entered another sub-star field. Here, the existence of the spirit of heaven can be sensed. Moreover, the Dao realm seems to have become a property of a certain realm." Hearing this, many elders in the hall were immediately shocked. This is simply a shocking event. They stood up quickly and walked out of the retreat. Then, they saw the current scene. Countless star realms surround the great ruins star wheel, which seems to be the center of the entire star field. At the same time, they also saw the shadow of a shocking tree protruding from the star wheel of the great ruins. The original principles of the endless world were actually moving towards that tree and being absorbed by it. This is simply like a mythical miracle. What kind of tree is that? How is it possible? Absorbing the original principles, could it be the legendary world tree? Everyone was shocked. As for Chen Daiyi, he took a deep breath at this moment, with greed in his old eyes. Yes, it must be the world tree, the legendary world tree. Wanjing must have been involved in this star field because of this tree. That world, we must control it. He spoke directly. The other elders were all short of breath. That was a treasure, that was a great opportunity. Gather all the sects in one realm and conquer that realm. He gave the order directly. The Taoist sect is the leader in the Taoist world. As soon as an order is given, the 4 directions respond. At the same time, in addition to the Dao realm, there are also 4 eternal realms coming. Now, the top sects in these 4 eternal realms have also discovered the great changes in the starry sky. They also sent an army. Because the world's ancient tree is a legendary divine object, and the opportunity is unimaginable. Moreover, the world where the world tree is located will obviously become the center of this star field, and will be assisted by the world power of the entire star field, so occupying it is crucial. The 5 eternal realms, which can be called the strongest 5 realms in the 49th star region, are now heading towards the Great Ruins realm. The distance between them and the Degzu star wheel is no longer far. Soon, the armies of the 5 eternal realms appeared outside the Degzu star realm. There are tens of millions of people. The Great Ruins realm. Thousands of realms have gathered together, with the Great Ruins realm as the center. This must be the work of Senior Li. Yun Yinchan murmured. Does Senior Li want to re-establish the universe? The entire Degzu world has fallen into shock. The level of the Hung realm has increased, and all the realms have gathered together, with the Great Ruins realm as the center. This is amazing. It's hard to imagine what kind of eternal plan Senior Li is planning. Mu Wanqing was also very surprised. Report. There are armies from all over the world coming to kill. But at this moment, news suddenly came. Thousands of realms gather together, and several constant realms that originally belonged to other substar regions will not sit back and watch the Great Ruins realm become the center, and will start to rob it. Yun Yinshan spoke. Mu Wonking said directly. Fight. Soon. Outside the boundaries of Daegzu, the densely packed warships looked like sea water. Daeja, Chendayi. Chendao stood up, looked at the other four armies of Hengja, and said, "Fellow Taoists, how about we divide this realm together?" Hearing this, among the other four armies, there were also those in charge who stepped forward. We in Tianlan world agree. Wang Tiansong, the person in charge of Tianlan realm, spoke. We in the 3 UN realm also agree. Su Yuan from Sanyuan realm also nodded. Haha, I think this world has not yet completely formed the permanent world. The strength of the creatures in it must be very weak. Let's take action quickly and destroy this world. On the other side, the person in charge of the spiritual world, a thin Taoist, was also acting sinisterly. Okay, carve up this world. This world has just begun to form, and the creatures in it have not yet grown up. Let's destroy them now. Kill. The 5 Hengja coalition forces were all shouting loudly at this moment. The eyes of countless people are burning. The world in front of us is so extraordinary, and it definitely contains great opportunities. Moreover, they come from the Liaheng realm and have profound knowledge. The strongest ones have all reached the realm of gods. In the lower realm, it is considered a dominant force. I will destroy this world with one hand. The thin Taoist from the spirit realm sneered, stepped forward, and pressed his big hand towards the great ruins realm. But, just the next moment. Roar. A huge roar came. Terrifying sound waves spread across the sky. No. The face of the thin Taoist changed drastically, and he was extremely frightened, because the roar of this beast made him feel like he was facing death. Bang. This thin Taoist exploded into blood mist. The dozen or so strong men around him also exploded. Seeing this scene, allied forces from all walks of life were shocked. What's going on? Under everyone's gaze, a black panther was seen walking out of the great ruins realm. In an instant, all the coalition forces took a breath of air. Because, this is a demon leopard at the demon lord level. This world, actually gave birth to a demon lord level monster. How can it be? Retreat, we have to retreat. This demon lord level monster can destroy us all. Everyone is scared. The strongest among them is only in the realm of gods. But now, a demon lord comes out directly. Can't fight. But, right now. Behind the Black Panther, there were another series of beast roars. A blue demon wolf walked out. A big golden eagle flew over. A snow-white tanuki appeared. 4 demon lords. Just this kind of breath instantly made all the coalition forces present breathless. 4 demon lords. Oh my God, have we entered the demon world? I understand, it is said that there was a war between demons and gods, the demon world was destroyed, and the demon world fled in all directions. This is a stronghold of the demon clan. It's over, we are all going to die. When Chen Dao waited, he was all shocked and his body was trembling. Their intestines were filled with regret, this was all just to kill someone. A group of gods, with an army of tens of millions, come to attack a place where a demon lord is stationed. This is no different than a group of ants trying to crush the 9 heavens dragon to death. It is extremely ridiculous. Dear demon lords, we were wrong. Let us live. Please. In an instant, the 5 realms allied forces all knelt down. Pleading. There is no way to fight. However, the 4 monster beasts were just unmoved. Immediately afterwards, in the great ruins realm, warships sailed out one after another. On the first warship, Yun Yinchan, Mu Wanking, Yun Qianshan, Mu Rantian, and others were seen standing side by side. Hey, why are they all kneeling? As soon as she came out, Mu Wanking was surprised. Tens of millions of enemy troops are on their knees. Yun Yinchan looked at the many armies in front and said, "Probably, scared." He immediately waved and said, "Black Panther, Golden Eagle, come back, don't hurt anyone." Hearing this, two of the four demon lords, the Black Panther and the Golden Eagle, immediately returned to Yun Yinchan. The Black Panther lay down docilely like a dog, while the eagle rested on the mast of the ship. "Xyli, Xylan, you guys come back too." Mu Wanking also spoke, and the snow-white civet cat and blue demon wolf also ran back. These four monsters. Surprisingly, it was left behind when the demon clan coalition attacked last time. At that time, most of the demon lords were brought back to the village by Qing Chen and others to be eaten, but a few were carefully selected and left to the Yun family and the Muling dynasty as war beasts. It's these four. At this moment, Chen Daiyi and others were extremely shocked when they saw this scene. Those four extremely terrifying monsters, actually have masters. They looked over and their eyes fell on Mu Wanking, Yun Yinchan, and others. God, God Lord. In this world, there is actually a God-level person. Everyone is shocked. Chen Daiyi and others trembled. They were definitely kicked on the iron plate. "You, come to attack our world?" Mu Wanking asked calmly. "No. We are here to pay tribute." "Yes, we come to pay tribute. The Great Ruins realm is our common master." They all spoke. "Those who have evil thoughts are not good people." Mu Wanking shook her head and said, "Death. Die." These two words made the expressions of the Five Realms Alliance army change drastically. "This is a death sentence." "Huh? No. What is that?" Suddenly, Yun Yinchan's expression changed, and he pointed to the end of the starry sky. "There seems to be a monstrous ghost energy, rolling in and invading." The ghost energy was surging, becoming more and more numerous, quickly filling the far corner of the star field, and rolling towards the entire 8th sub-star field at an unparalleled speed. "That's an army of ghosts." When Chen Dao saw this, he was extremely shocked and said, "The army of ghosts is coming, and no one can stop it. It's so fast. Have they already arrived here?" He looked at Mu Wanking and others and said loudly, "Only I can save everyone. Let me go to the Great Ruins realm. Our Taoist sect can ignite the beacons of the star realm and contact the divine realm." Mu Wanking, Yun Yinchan, and others were also suddenly shocked and confused. Gai Xiao launched a war." Yun Yinchan murmured, and he took a deep breath. "This is absolutely shocking. War between gods and demons, war between gods and demons, every time, the world is turned upside down. Even the strong men in the 33rd heaven may fall. One battle lasts tens of thousands of years. Now, is the army of ghosts attacking?" The boundless ghost energy, after entering the 8th sub-star field, immediately struck in the direction of the Great Ruins realm. Because this is the center of the 8th sub-star realm, and countless star realms revolve around the Great Ruins realm. The speed is extremely fast, the ghost fog is overwhelming, and across the endless starry sky, everyone can already feel the terrifying aura. Death, depression, as if death is coming. Even, looking from a distance, one can see the stars with the naked eye, and the light is extinguished. God, how many ghost armies are there? It's so fast, countless worlds have been destroyed in the blink of an eye. It's over, we should run away, run away. Countless people were frightened. It's too late, even if it's to light the star beacon, it's already too late. Chen Daiyi was completely desperate, extremely desperate. Yun Yinchan's face was heavy and he said, "The invasion of ghosts, everywhere they pass will turn into their ghosts. It must be stopped." He clenched his fists and stepped forward without any fear. Get ready to fight. Mu Wanqing also spoke loudly, unable to sit still and wait for death. The hundreds of thousands of troops from the Great Ruins realm are all waiting in awe at this moment. Ah, Sister Wanqing, why are you here too? At this time, a voice suddenly sounded from behind. Yongzi and Xiling appeared with a group of ghosts. Install. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 584. When everyone was terrified, Yongzi and Xiling suddenly appeared here. There was clearly a group of ghosts beside them, following them obediently, like a well-behaved, little follower. Sister Xiling, why are you here? Mu Wanqing said in surprise. Even though ghosts were coming, she immediately felt relieved when she saw the people in the small mountain village appearing. Xiling said. There are not enough ghost teeth in the village. Let's find more ghosts and extract more teeth. Hearing this, Mu Wanqing was stunned for a moment, looking for a ghost? For ghost teeth? There was a complex feeling in her heart. Her preference for Sister Xiling and the others was very clear. Suddenly, something clicked in her mind. Xiling and the others were looking for the invading army of ghosts, right? Yun Yinshan even spoke directly and said excitedly. Yongzi, but Senior Li knows that the ghost army has invaded the 49th star region, so he sent you here. He naturally thought of Li Fan. Yongzi wrote. The big devil wants us to find more ghosts, the army of ghosts. As she said that, she looked up and saw the ghostly aura filling the sky in the starry sky in front of her. Madness swept across, and wherever it passed, the light of the stars was extinguished. Two benefactors, then let's unleash an army of ghosts and monsters. Tian and Gijun came out, pointed at the overwhelming ghost energy, his ghost eyes were full of solemnity, and said. It depends on the situation, there may be tens of millions of ghosts coming. He, Goichi and other subordinates were very dignified. The ghosts came too quickly, beyond their expectations. From the star field led by Geixi to the 49th star field, the distance in between is very far. But now, it seems that the ghost army has not been hindered by anything. I didn't expect that there were so many ghosts. Yun 11 spoke in a daze. Hearing this, Mu Wanqing and others were all nervous. Did Yun 11 and the others from the small mountain village find it difficult? It seems the problem is really big. But Yongzi already continued to mutter. There are too many ghost teeth and the bag is not enough. Hearing this, a group of people wanted to vomit blood. That was an army of ghosts and monsters. They came from the ghosts and monsters and wiped out countless star regions in the process. However, what Yongzi was worried about was how he could install all their teeth. Mu Wanqing immediately said. Sister Yongzi, it's okay, we'll prepare the truck immediately. When Chen Dao and other 5 powerful men from the everlasting realm heard this, they were all stunned. They were all suspicious. Are these 2 girls so cruel? And at this moment, the army of ghosts and monsters swept over. After entering the 49th star field, the army responsible for attacking the star field was a little confused. Because, in the 49th star field, all 7 sub-star fields were empty. Not a single star. Damn it, I've seen people fleeing, but I've never seen people move all the stars away. The ghosts rushed into the air, feeling speechless. But, fortunately, they saw thousands of stars when they were in the 8th sub-star region. It was as if all the stars had gathered in the 8th sub-star field. Haha, I didn't expect them all to escape here. The vanguard general of this ghost king is a fierce ghost with a green face and fangs. He stared at this world coldly and suddenly said. Len Wudi, this time, I leave it to you. He looked at Len Wudi, a ghost general next to him, with a cold look in his eyes. Hearing this, Len Wudi's face suddenly darkened and he said, Qing Li, I told you, we won't take action for the time being. Since the beginning of the attack on the first 1,000-star regions of the God's domain, the Ghost Lord of the Underworld has joined forces with 3 other Ghost Lords and is under the command of a Ghost King. The Xiaomanyo camp of the Mingzi Ghost Lord and Qing Li, the general of the Qingbo Ghost Lord, were designated as the vanguard. Along the way, affected by fighting and blood, Len Wudi knew that the brothers in Xiaomanyo camp were showing signs of resentment and hunger again. Qing Li, on the other hand, seemed to have evil intentions, intending to involve them in the killing and devouring, accelerating the onset of their resentment and hunger. Haha, as a vanguard general, do you want to disobey military orders? Qing Li spoke coldly. Qingbing Ghost Lord has given an order to make Mingzi Ghost Lord's subordinates resentful and hungry. This is related to Qingbing Ghost Lord's grand plan. Now, he felt that the ghosts in this so-called Little Manyao camp were almost unable to withstand it. They must be forced to kill. Those who disobey military orders will be executed immediately. Want to disobey military orders? At this moment, the other 2 generals also looked at Len Wudi coldly. They came from the subordinates of the other 2 Ghost Kings. It was clear that they had reached some kind of consensus. Seeing this, Len Wudi was silent for a moment and said, Okay, I agree, our Xiaomanyo camp will destroy the star field. However, your people are not allowed to interfere or devour the soul of any dead person. This is the bottom line they can stick to in the end. Since joining forces, Mingzi Ghost Lord has been targeted by Qingbing Ghost Lord and others. If he disobeys military orders, other Ghost Kings can use this to attack Mingzi Ghost Lord. Therefore, Len Wudi and the others had no choice but to take action. Life and death, ruthlessness, this is the iron rule of Gai Xiao's survival. Along the way, they have avoided killing and never devoured a single soul, and have been regarded as aliens. Women's kindness. You are simply a disgrace to ghosts. Qing Li was extremely disdainful and said, Hurry up and do it. Len Wudi took the ghosts with small waists and set off immediately. General, do we really want to take action? Killing can arouse resentment. They have evil intentions at all. I think they want to use us to deal with the Ghost King. If we get angry again, the Ghost King will have to take action again. Reluctance is written all over the faces of the ghosts. Len Wudi remained silent. He looked at the endless sea of stars in front of him. The stars in the sky were intertwined together, reflecting the beautiful galaxy. The Ghost Master is right, this is the real beauty, but the ghost world is filled with only ugliness. He murmured in a low voice and stared at the sea of stars for a long time. Then, he broke off one of his ghost teeth, handed it to a ghost next to him, and said, Give it to Mr. Ghost Lord for me and tell him that Len Wudi has never regretted following him. Hearing this, the ghosts around him were confused. Leader! Len Wudi shouted. Go away, go back. Go back and tell King Gli's grandsons that I died on the battlefield and was killed by cultivators in this area. He stepped forward step by step, with a touch of determination and a hint of self-mockery in his eyes. I am cold and invincible, with a great reputation. I may become the first joke in the war between gods and ghosts. This is his choice. Die. If you don't fight, disobey military orders, and tell the truth, Ghost Lord will be implicated. Fighting, resentment and hunger will break out. When the time comes, Ghost Lord will be defeated for the 3rd time, and the damage will be more serious. No choice. He can only die. Die in battle. As one of the most trusted generals of the Mingzi Ghost King, his death under this starry sky will undoubtedly become the biggest joke, because since the beginning of the war, no Ghost Lord level powerhouse has ever fallen. He will be the first. but his death will leave Qing Bingui Lord and others speechless, and at most they will be ridiculed and insulted. As long as Ghost Lord is safe, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Master Ghost Lord, goodbye. He will expose himself under this starry sky. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. Yeah, there's a ghost here. At this time, a clear voice suddenly sounded. Len Wudi opened his eyes subconsciously, only to see two girls arriving. Their eyes were clearly full of excitement. Pull out his teeth. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 585. Len Wudi opened his eyes and saw two girls. They are dazzling and charming, with peerless beauty and bright eyes. They seem not afraid of ghosts. Still a little excited? Len Wudi was a little confused, but he didn't care. He smiled scornfully and said, "Okay, let you kill me, it will be more convincing. You two little girls, come and kill me, and you will be famous throughout the galaxy." He opened his heart, only to see a group of will-o'-the-wisps beating there. That's the essence of ghosts. When the will-o'-the-wisp is extinguished, there is complete death. At this moment, he had already made up his mind to die, so he was defenseless and showed his most vulnerable and fatal part. However, the girl in the white dress shook her head and said, "No, no, we won't kill ghosts, hand over your teeth." When Len Wudi heard this, he immediately became furious. These two girls are going too far. You must know that in the ghost world, only the master can ask the slave to hand over the ghost teeth. Do these two girls think they are easy to bully? I gave you the chance to kill me, do you think I'm weak and can be bullied? He shouted angrily, and his ghost master level cultivation was released. Okay, okay, it's very strong, the ghost teeth must be of good quality. However, the eyes of the two girls shone even more, as if they had seen treasures. You, force me. Len Wudi couldn't stand it anymore, so he decided to make these two girls suffer and scare them. However, at this time, a cold voice sounded. If you dare to move, I will refine your soul so that you will not be able to die. I saw ghost mist emerging behind the two girls, and a terrifying ghost king appeared instantly. Behind him, there were dozens of strong ghost clansmen, including several ghost masters, and the weakest ones were all 9th level Tian ghosts. Hiss! Len Wudi suddenly took a breath of air. He had never seen this powerful ghost king in front of him, and he was thinking about it for a while. Why do such powerful ghosts exist in this domain? Moreover, it seems that he is with these two human girls. You, who are you? He couldn't help asking tremblingly. Lord Tian Gui said. It's dark. It's dark. Hearing these two words, Len Wudi was shocked. His eyes were full of disbelief, and then he knelt down directly towards Tianan. I've seen Tianan Gijun. Lord Ghost Lord, I finally found you. His eyes were filled with excitement. Tianan was startled when he saw this. You. Master Gijun, I am the general of Xiaomanyo camp under Mingzi Gijun, Len Wudi. Len Wudi said excitedly, in the past, when you left Geixi to hunt down Xingmi, I had not yet followed Ghost Lord Mingzi, so you had never seen me. Lord Tianan, Lord Mingzi, I have been looking for you for a long time. Hearing this, Tianan was very surprised. Xiaomanying is indeed a loser's style, you are really a loser. Where is Gosheng? Tianan also asked quite excitedly. He and Mingzi Gijun had grown up together and had a very good relationship. Seeing this, Yun 11 and Zi Ling were also surprised. It turned out that, this was Tianan's old ghost. Len Wudi said. Master Mingzi is with the ghost army, and I was appointed as the vanguard. Tianan heard this and said. In that case, why did you want to commit suicide just now? Len Wudi's face showed a trace of sadness and said. Lord Tianan, You don't know something. Lord Mingzi is hated by other ghost kings. They intend to force us to kill people so as to arouse our hunger and harm Lord Mingzi. And if we don't obey the order, we will be disobeying the military order, and they will have an excuse to deal with Lord Mingzi. The villain has no choice. Hearing this, Lord Tian and Gui couldn't help but get angry and said, "Who shrinks you and you don't have a choice? How dare you bully my brother? I don't want to live anymore." He was angry. His brother was actually so forced by others that his subordinates would commit suicide to protect him. Hearing this, Len Wudi was a little confused. Master Tianan, how could he speak so easily? Moreover, Master Tianan was actually staring at 4 big characters on his head. Be a good ghost. This seems so inconsistent. Sir, the words on your head. He asked weakly. Hearing this, Tianan immediately said. Without the word Si, Si is glorious. He spoke righteously and said. Don't keep your benefactors waiting, hurry up, do it yourself and knock out your teeth. Hearing this, Len Wudi hesitated a little, but facing Tianan, he did not dare to hesitate and punched his own teeth directly. Sir, it's Si Xiaoji. As soon as Len Wudi opened his mouth, he was startled. He suddenly understood why Tianan seemed to be a little out of breath when he spoke just now. Could it be said that Tianan Gijun's teeth were also pulled out? He was suddenly shocked. What kind of person is Tianan, and now he has broken through to the realm of Ghost King? Even among ghosts, he is still a strong man. Who can let him do this? But Tianan had already picked up the tooth in his hand, turned his face, and smiled enthusiastically. 2 benefactors, please search Yaji. Yun 11 nodded and immediately put away the ghost teeth. My benefactor, can you write a word for him too? Tianan spoke with some anxiety at the same time. He still wants to take care of Go Sheng's subordinates. Zi Ling nodded and said. Okay. He said and took out the pen. When Len Wudi saw this, he suddenly panicked. Why are you writing for yourself? No, I don't want it, it's too embarrassing. He crawled back in fear. Tianan held him down and said. Do not move. Len Wudi's heart was trembling and he was very panicked. Zi Ling, on the other hand, directly picked up the pen, thought about it, and said. Is your name Len Wudi? Then I will write these 4 words for you. Then he wrote 4 words on his forehead. Incredibly cute. Seeing these 4 words, Goichi and other ghosts were stunned for a moment, and then they couldn't help laughing. Have you written Sen? Have you written Sen for me? Len Wudi hurriedly spoke. Invincible and bearable, haha, invincible and bearable. Killing me. Gaiki and other ghosts couldn't bear it anymore. When Len Wudi heard this, his heart went cold. He felt that his ghost life could end here. Damn it, I once followed Master Mingzi and fought in the north and south. He was also a famous ghost master among the ghosts. Now he actually has 4 words on his head? Invincibly cute. He doesn't want to live anymore. This is a huge benefit. With these 4 words, you won't have to suffer from resentment and hunger in the future. At this time, Tianan sent a message to him. Hearing this, Len Wudi hurriedly checked himself. Then he was shocked, because he found that the resentment he had accumulated and was about to explode was actually dissipating at this moment. Those 4 words, suppressed the resentment. His face was filled with disbelief. You must know that resentment and hunger are the fate that all ghosts among ghosts cannot escape. Even the ghost Lord Tianan, who was known as a generation of ruthless ghosts among the ghosts in the past, was able to carry the resentment alive with strong faith, but it was just resistance and could not make the resentment disappear. But now, it's completely cured. Len Wudi immediately realized that this was a great blessing. These 4 words, are not words, they are hang. At this moment, he had the urge to cry. Damn it, I'm Len Wudi and I'm free. Freed by the blessing of invincible loveliness. He was extremely excited, looked at Zi Ling and the two of them, knelt down and said, "Thank you two benefactors, thank you two benefactors." He also understood why even Tian and Gijun was so respectful to these two girls. "No thank you, no thank you. Where is your companion?" Zi Ling spoke. Len Wudi said, "Benefactors, follow me." Turning around, he looked up to the sky and shouted, full of arrogant confidence, wishing that the sky would explode, and said, "I am cold and Wudi is here. Let's shake it. Now." Haha, Len Wudi is probably dead soon. Qingli and others are waiting. Do you think that Ghost Lord Mingzi really takes care of the grievances of his subordinates? He is a man. Next to him, a general spoke curiously. I'm just an idiot. For such a ghost to survive to this day is simply a shame. The other general sneered and said, when Len Wudi and others are all hungry, Mingzi will be forced to take action for the third time, he will be eaten by the ghost 3 times in a month, and he will die as a ghost after all his energy is exhausted possible. A few ghost kings can eat him. There was a chill in his words. Qingli also smiled and said, and his subordinates can become our food. There was greed on their faces. Among the ghosts, the weak always prey on the strong. In particular, if a ghost at the level of Mingzi Ghost Lord has a flaw, it will give other ghosts a chance. Ate his chance. Report. Found traces of Xiaomanyo camp. They seem to be back. At this time, a sentry ghost came quickly to report. Hearing this, Qingli immediately said expectantly, "Are they angry?" Sentinel ghost said, "It seems not, and they have never destroyed a world." Hearing this, Qingli and others were immediately shocked, and then became extremely angry. Get ready to take action, disobey military orders, and kill them directly. Qingli shouted. At this moment, 2 girls suddenly appeared above them. Wow, there are so many ghosts, tens of thousands of them. That's a lot of teeth. They spoke excitedly. Install. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 586. Qingli and other ghost generals were furious and were about to use their swords to kill Len Wudi and Xiao Manyao camp, when 2 girls suddenly appeared in the sky above their heads. Moreover, looking at them, they looked very happy. Where did this yellow-haired girl come from? Are you looking for death? Haha, someone actually dares to come to your door. The humans in this area are really bold. The ghosts scolded. King Gli looked at Yongzi and Xiling, a greedy look suddenly flashed in his eyes, and said, "Such stunning girls, capture them and offer them to the adults. Their virgin blood and souls are real delicacies." The other 2 ghost masters also had burning eyes. They swept through many star fields and captured countless human beings, but this was the first time they saw such a stunning and perfect girl. These ghosts are not very good. Hearing this, Zi Ling held up the Huangtian brush and said, "If you don't behave, you will die." This pen is supported by the true feather of the phoenix. As she has gained a deeper understanding of the true meaning of the phoenix recently, the power displayed by this pen has become more and more terrifying. Zi Ling is confident that these ghosts will be destroyed instantly. My benefactor, just bully them. They are inferior, so don't bully them. At this time, Len Wudi also led the ghosts from Xiaomanyo camp to kill them. He pointed at King Gli and other ghosts and spoke. Hearing this, the expressions of Qingli and other ghosts changed. What a Len Wudi, you actually colluded with the human race. This is a capital crime for you. Damn it. They spoke coldly. No need to say more, kill him first, and then slowly destroy these 2 human races. Qingli took action directly and killed Len Wudi. The other two Ghost Master level Ghost Generals also followed suit, and they couldn't wait for a long time. Thumbs up! Len Wudi shouted loudly. At this moment, he was so crazy that he said, "I am invincible, invincible." Above his head, 4 words glowed, and his breath exploded, killing him. As soon as the two sides fought, Qing Li and the other 3 Ghost Generals immediately realized something was wrong. Len Wudi's power seemed to have undergone some kind of change, and the 4 words on Len Wudi's head actually gave them a kind of heartfelt fear, as if they were facing some terrible decree. Invincible cuteness. What kind of ghost word is this? It's so perverted. They spoke. Feel the fear of being invincible and capable of being matched. Len Wudi fights like crazy. I don't know when Tian and Gijun also appeared on the scene. He said calmly. You guys should also practice your skills. Goichi and others immediately took action. Ghosts, starving ghosts, hanged ghosts, all are ghost masters. Moreover, on each of their foreheads, there were glowing scarlet words. The aura of each statue is extremely powerful, and the pure ghost body emits a cold crystal light. They, all received endless benefits and once melted the source of darkness in the universe. There was even a faint hint of purple light in Geiki's ghost body. Seeing this, Qing Li and others were horrified. When did Len Wudi get reinforcements? Moreover, they are all so terrible. No. These are all ghost masters with terrifyingly powerful qualifications. Are they from the land of death? A ghost general spoke in horror. There is someone with a purple ghost body who is about to evolve into a purple ghost body? It must be the dead land. Such a being can only exist in the dead land. The other ghost general also trembled. We have never disobeyed the orders of the dead land, don't kill us. Qing Li begged even more. In their opinion, these powerful ghost masters can only be born in the land of death. Every one of them has a physique that is heaven-defying. But it was all in vain, but in an instant, they were completely suppressed. Run away. General, they have been suppressed, run away. The army of ghosts brought by Qing Li and other ghosts were all running away like crazy when they saw this. However, Tian and Gijun's aura has been released. The Ghost King released his breath lightly, and in an instant, the tens of thousands of ghost tribesmen all turned pale with horror, and they were all so frightened that they knelt on the ground. This is the horror of the Ghost King. For ordinary ghosts, his personality is insurmountable. Qing Li and the other 3 Ghost Lord level experts were even more shocked. Oh my god, why is there still a Ghost King? Moreover, the aura of this Ghost King is too strong. No. Mingji Gijun, is there any other help? Lord Qingbai and the others made a miscalculation. Qing Li's face looked ugly. He felt that something was going to happen. At this moment, Tian and Gijun turned his head, looked at the 2 girls in the sky, and said, how can you, 2 benefactors, be so arrogant? The tens of thousands of ghosts present were all extremely surprised. That was a Ghost King, so respectful to 2 human girls. What is the origin of these 2 girls? What status? Could it be that he is the child of a big shot in God's domain? Has the most powerful person in God's domain finally taken action? Their imaginations are running wild. Yongzi thought for a while and said, a bunch of bad guys, we just want the teeth, and the rest is up to you. Tian and Gijun nodded, waved his hand, and said, let's have dinner. Suddenly, the starving ghosts behind him were all ecstatic. This was a great tonic for them. Every ghost's ghost fang was eventually collected. Zi Ling's bag could no longer hold it. Fortunately, the battleship brought by Mu Wonking from behind also caught up. All the battleships are empty, specially used to hold ghost teeth. At this moment, looking at the scene in front of her, Mu Wonking had a complicated look on her face. Miss Yongzi and Miss Xiling really did what they said. At first, she thought it was Senior Li who had some arrangements, but now it seems. I guess I really just came here for Gia. Wow, hundreds of thousands of ghost teeth can build a house. Seeing the harvest, Yongzi and Xiling's eyes were filled with joy. They take this matter seriously, because it is a contribution to the village, which is a great sense of accomplishment. Little Midden, please continue to lead the way. There is hope for the second uncle's summer house. Yongzi spoke. Tianan also looked at Len Wudi and said. Where are Go Sheng and the others? Len Wudi said. On a star realm ahead. And at this moment. Above a star realm. The entire star was dead and all life was extinct. At this moment, several extremely powerful ghost kings were standing on this star realm, having a banquet. The bones are used as tables, human heads are used as chairs, and in the jade plate are blood food and many imprisoned souls. Extremely cruel. Haha, fresh baby souls and virgin blood are rare delicacies. Mingzi, are you sure you don't want to eat some? A ghost king with triangular eyes grabbed a young soul, dipped it in blood, and threw it into his mouth with an expression of enjoyment on his face. His name is Lao Sha, and he is one of the 4 ghost kings in charge of the star field this time. Mingji Gijun had no expression on his face and stood aside, neither sitting down nor eating. Haha, Lao Sha, you still don't know his temper? He is a noble man and has never been willing to be with us. He is not even willing to sit down. Next to him, a green-faced ghost king sneered, looked at Mingzi, and said. Why, are you worried that your subordinates in the Xiaomanyo battalion will die on the front line? There was a hint of teasing in the corner of his mouth. He is looking forward to it. According to the progress, Mingzi's subordinates should be resentful and hungry. When the time comes, Mingzi will either break his so-called principles and let his subordinates kill and devour him, or he will take action again to fight the hunger of his subordinates again. And this month, the Hades solstice is already the 3rd time. His spirit cannot be held back. By the way, before they set off, I gave Qing Li an order to let your men fight in this battle. I think your men will respect the order, right? At this time, the 3rd ghost king next to him wiped his mouth and spoke with a smile. His name is Yinlan. Hearing this, Mingzi Gijun's expression changed. These people have a poisonous plot. With Len Wudi's character, I'm afraid. He turned to leave. Haha, where do you want to go? But at this moment, Qing Bingui Lord stopped him immediately with a movement of his breath. The 3 ghost kings all looked at him coldly. Ever since they joined forces, they have been coveting the ghost king. Because if they could devour a ghost king, it would be of great benefit to them. And the habits of the ghost king provide them with this possibility. Do you want to disobey military orders? Qing Bingui Lord spoke coldly. If you have the ability, just leave and take a look. If you disrupt the military order, even the ghost king will not spare you. Haha, Mingji Gijun, you want to save people? Can you take a step and try? The other 2 ghost kings also looked bad. The ghost king said in a ferocious voice. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? If you want to fight, then fight. His breath burst out. He is by no means a weak person. The other party has forced him to this point, and he will not swallow his anger. If you want to fight, fight. I've been waiting for you to say this for a long time. Haha, today is the day you die. The 3 powerful men are also ready to take action, full of murderous intent and ghostly aura. If the Mingji Ghost King was at its peak, Qing Bai and the others would not dare to take action like this, because they were both at the Ghost King level and it would be too difficult to kill each other. Even if they were defeated, they could retreat calmly. However, Mingji Gijun took action twice this month to fight for his subordinates, and their souls were severely damaged. I'll kill you 3 bastards! Mingji Gijun shouted and took action frantically. His ghost power is overwhelming, and his aura is rolling wildly. However, The three Qingbingui lords are also equally powerful. Crazy fight? Lord Mingzi. On this star world, among the army, Haishan, the general of Jufeng Battalion, felt that Mingzi Gijun was under siege, and his eyes were about to burst, so he led people to rescue Mingzi. But around him, the subordinates of the other three ghost kings had also surrounded him. The war breaks out. The battle heated up quickly. Boom! The star vault exploded, and several nearby star realms exploded directly. In the air, the Ghost King was hit, and finally hit the ground like falling leaves. You are alone and your ghost body is damaged. Why do you fight with us? You will be destroyed today. The three of us will kill you at will. Haha, commit suicide, we will enjoy the soul power you left behind. Qingbai and the other three stopped drinking, their arrogance reached the extreme, their eyes were full of fire. They finally succeeded in hunting down a ghost king. This is a big gain. Mingzi Gijun raised his eyes filled with rage and hatred, but he was deeply helpless. He has tried his best. The three ghost kings are about to kill him. But, right now. How dare you touch my brother? Go Sheng, here I come. A loud shout suddenly penetrated the starry sky. A monstrous aura swept over him, seeming to crush the sky. Suddenly, the faces of Qingbingui and others changed. There is one more chapter to be written. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 587. How dare you touch my brother? Go Sheng, here I come. A loud shout shook the sky, accompanied by the overwhelming ghostly aura, and the aura was astonishing. This shocked the three of them, Qingbing Gijun, and they couldn't help but turn their heads to look. Mingzi Gijun was even more shocked when he heard this. For a moment, he was so excited that his eyes filled with tears. In the sky, there was actually endless ghost mist, which evolved into a ghost bridge, connecting directly from the other end of the starry sky. The most surprising thing is that the ghost bridge is actually purple. Purple ghost energy. Who? Where did the Ghost King come from? The three of them, Qingbing Gijun, were all extremely solemn. This method is so amazing. The ghost bridge crosses the void, and the purple energy is everywhere. It is impossible for ordinary ghost kings to have such strength. Under the gaze of countless ghosts, a ghost king slowly appeared from the purple ghost bridge. He stood with his hands behind his back, his breath hanging down for 9 days, and the purple ghostly aura lingering like a cloak, making him extremely powerful. He stretches across the sky and the earth with unparalleled momentum. Seeing this scene, all the ghosts were shocked. What a strong ghost! I have never heard of such existence among the ghosts. Countless ghosts spoke one after another. When Mingzi Gijun saw this, he was so excited. Mao Dan. It's really you, Mao Dan. Come and save my brother. Brother, I can't do it anymore. He shouted. Above the 9 heavens, the Ghost King of Heaven was looking down at all living beings, swallowing bulbul with anger. When he suddenly heard Go Sheng's words, he almost staggered. Now that he was on the stage, he felt like he couldn't keep it on his face. However, seeing that Mingzi Gijun was still alive at this moment, he finally breathed a sigh of relief and felt relieved. Who is your excellency? The Green Fear Ghost King soared into the sky and faced off against the Sky Dark Ghost King, with a ferocious look on his face as he said. Do you want to save Mingzi? He looked unhappy. After finally controlling Mingzi, they will never let others get involved. The Yinlan Ghost Lord and the Lusha Ghost Lord were also staring at the dark sky, preparing to take action. But when Tianan Gijun heard this, he looked at him indifferently. My name is Tianan. He transmitted the sound with his soul power, shaking the stars. Hearing this, Lao Sha's eyes suddenly changed and he said, "It's dark. Oh, it's you." Others also suddenly remembered. The most ruthless ghost in the past, the only ghost master who can resist resentment. What, it's actually him. Didn't he fall in a certain star field in God's domain? On the wedding day of the ghost master Tianan in the past, his newlywed wife was kidnapped by a certain god in the divine domain. He chased her away in anger and never came back. All the ghosts started talking about it. Even among the ghosts, the ghost lord Tianan still has a great reputation. Because he is the only ghost who can truly hold back his resentment. It should be noted that resentment and hunger are a nightmare for all ghosts. Once it attacks, no one can resist it. However, Tianan Ghost Lord was able to maintain himself by relying on his strong faith. "Tianan, it turns out to be you." Qingbing Gijun's face darkened and he said, "I didn't expect that after being away from ghosts for many years, you are still alive, and you have become a ghost king. But if you want to save Mingzi, it's impossible. You have not participated in this war, and you are already guilty. I advise you to go as far as possible before the Ghost King comes here." He felt Tianan's power and was unwilling to let Tianan interfere. If Tianan can leave, that would be the best. Hearing this, Tianan said calmly, "I only want to say two things. First, you, and all ghosts, pull out your teeth immediately and put them away respectfully, waiting to be punished. Second, apologize to Mingzi." In order to avoid weakening his momentum, he used his soul power to transmit the sound, so there was no leakage. Hearing this, all the ghosts were frightened and angry. "Let us extract the tooth? Does he think he is the king of ghosts? So crazy. For the ghost clan, this is a great shame and humiliation. Tianan, do you really take yourself seriously?" Yinlan Ghost Lord immediately shouted angrily. "Arrogant, even at the Ghost Lord level, I have never seen such an arrogant person." Lao Sha's face was filled with murderous intent. "It seems, do you want to fight to the death?" Qingbing Gijun said in a ferocious voice. "Then, we'll kill you too." As soon as he finished speaking, he took action directly. They are all ghost kings, how could they hand over their ghost fangs so easily? In their view, Tianan Gijun was a sign that he would not stop fighting. Seeing this, Tianan didn't hesitate and went straight to kill the three of them. "Only fight? Brothers from Zhifeng camp, I am invincible and can be here." At this time, Len Wudi and other ghosts also arrived. "Spread!" He shouted loudly and directly attacked the subordinates of Qingbingui Lord and others. Around him, starving ghosts, long-tongued ghosts, etc. also took action together. Haishan of Zhifeng camp was shocked when he saw Len Wudi's appearance. "What happened to this guy? Even if you can't speak clearly, you still have four big characters. Invincibly cute." He felt, so weird. However, he didn't think much at this moment and immediately joined the battle. There was a huge scuffle on the field. Up in the sky, Tianan Gijun is 1 against 3, and he will not fall behind. When he raised his hand, the purple ghost energy surged into the sky, and ghosts came out one after another, suppressing everything. Yinlan Gijun was shocked and said, his ghost body is surrounded by purple ghost energy. Could it be that he is the legendary Ghost King's body? How can this be?" King Bai Ghost Lord and Le Shi Ghost Lord were also shocked. When they saw the purple ghost bridge before, they didn't even dare to think of the Ghost King body, because it was too unnatural. The body of a Ghost King, this kind of physique indicates that he can become a Ghost King in the future and has a bright future. In the ghost world, all such talents are collected by the dead land. Now, fighting for real, they were convinced. Tianan is actually the body of a Ghost King? In a sense, This kind of physique is synonymous with being invincible at the same level. The matter is over, kill, work together, don't leave any behind. King Bai Ghost King shouted, he went all out, and his ghost body exploded. The same is true for Lao Sha and Yin Lan. With their special skills fully activated, the torrential ghost mist almost obscured the entire 8th star region. But Tian and Gi Jun shouted loudly. Break! Purple light burst out from his body. Among them, there is a faint hint of yellow light. In an instant, the ghostly fog in the sky disappeared, and the purple ghostly light slashed out like a divine sword, destroying everything. The 3 ghost kings joined forces, but their ghosts were destroyed layer by layer at this moment. No. Puff. How can this be? The 3 of them, King Bai Gi Jun, were all horrified. Gaixi was forcibly defeated. Their ghost bodies were trembling, their souls were confused, and they retreated instantly. They lost. The battle lasted only a moment. It was a complete defeat. Is this the horror of the Ghost King's body? The gloomy blue face looked ugly, invincible physique. Le Xia said in a trembling voice. Brother Tianan, we are all fellow ghosts, there is no need to go to this point. Speak well if you have something to say. He was afraid. The Ghost King's body is so terrifying that the 3 of them can't stop it even if they join forces. But Tian and Gi Jun only approached indifferently. Tianan, please think clearly, we are in the midst of ghosts and we are by no means without a foothold. If you kill us, you will definitely be hunted down in the sky and on the earth with no way to escape. The threat of dark blue and fierce inner pain. Tianan, do you want to betray Gaixi? Le Xia couldn't help but retreat. You live a dirty life, I'll give you a chance. A chance to die clean. Tianan raised his hand. Do you really think you can kill us? However, at this time, Qing Bai suddenly spoke in a ferocious voice, and a piece of ghost skin actually appeared in his hand. Forcing me to use this thing, even if you have the body of a ghost king today, you will only die. That ghost skin exuded an extremely terrifying aura. The surrounding space seemed to be shaking and cracking. Countless ghost clansmen all knelt down and trembled under the pressure of this energy. Even Yin Lan and La Sha changed their expressions and couldn't help but kneel down. This is the Ghost King's skin. The Ghost King's skin is terrifying. The 2 of them were extremely shocked. They never expected that Qing Bai would have such a thing in his hands. What about your ghost body? Before you grow up, you can only be strangled. Qingbing Gijun was about to wake up Gipi, stared at Tianan Gijun, activated his chi machine, and shouted. Kneel down. In front of the Ghost King's skin, even the Ghost King would be forced to kneel down. Tianan Gijun also changed his expression, but 4 characters glowed on his forehead. Be a good ghost. In an instant, this oppressive aura could not be imposed on him. He stood still. In fact, all the ghosts in the field were kneeling at this moment, and even Mingzi could not withstand it. However, Goichi, Starving Ghost, Len Wudi and others had words glowing on their foreheads, making them immune to its power. Heaven, it's just a word, no, it's too outrageous to say it. Len Wudi was even more shocked at this moment. What were the origins of those 2 girls? Just write a word and you can withstand the pressure of the Ghost King. Invincible cuteness, I am invincible cuteness, this is glory. He clenched his fists. At this moment, he was so proud. In the sky, Qingbing Ghost Lord was also surprised when he saw this. Although Ghost King Pai has not fully recovered yet, this kind of chi is not something that a Ghost Lord can resist. Be a good ghost, what a demonic word. He was frightened, but at the same time even more angry. With those 4 words of yours, can you stop the Ghost King's energy and the resurrected Ghost King? He shouted, and all the ghost power was poured into the ghost skin. The ghost skin expands. The chi machine shakes the sea of stars. This is the power that surpasses Ghost King. Tian and Gijun's face changed drastically. Ghost King Pai Zhen had revived, and even he couldn't stop it now, because it was equivalent to a clone of the Ghost King. You are all going to die. Qing Bingui Lord shouted proudly. But, right now, in the dark sky, two girls suddenly appeared. A white dress and a purple dress. Both of them are extremely agile, like goddesses from the nine heavens, without any trace of fireworks. Gigi, you are not good. The girl in the purple skirt spoke to Qing Bingui and said, you can't play with this kind of toy. It's still burned. Then she stroked her pen. Suddenly, a red gold flame flashed across. The flames transcended time and space and swept across the Ghost King's skin in an instant. Then, the entire Ghost King's skin started to burn. That monstrous energy was burned out in an instant. Seeing this scene, all the ghosts in the scene were shocked. Sluggish. Install. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 588. All the ghosts present were shocked at this moment. They looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. The little girl in the purple skirt made a light stroke with the pen in her hand, and the Ghost King's skin actually started to burn. You must know that the skin was shed by a Ghost King level powerhouse. It possesses the Ghost King's aura. In a sense, it is equivalent to a clone of the Ghost King. Even among the ghosts, this is still a treasure and a trump card. Once this skin is revealed, no one below the Ghost King level can stop it. But now it is ignited. Who is the girl in the purple skirt? What is the origin of the pen in her hand? Moreover, the breath of that cluster of flames makes all ghosts tremble with fear. No. King Bai Gijun was terrified. How could this be possible? Moreover, the burning flame was clearly like a divine fire coming from the nine heavens and eternity. It could burn everything. He felt that his soul was trembling. He hurriedly threw the Ghost King's skin out, and the terrifying Ghost King's skin turned into ashes instantly like a piece of rag clothing. The flame also disappeared. You, who are you? Where do you come from? Even in the 33rd heaven of God's domain, there has never been such a pen. Qing Bingui Lord was trembling and looked at Zi Ling with fear written on his face. Yinlan Ghost Lord and Lusha Ghost Lord also stared at the pen in Zi Ling's hand, their grimaces turning white and cold sweat dripping from their faces. They could all see that the cultivation level of the two girls in front of them was only at the level of the God Lord. The scary thing is that the pen exudes a breath that scares the Ghost King, and can easily burn the Ghost King's horse. This pen is definitely refined beyond the Ghost King level. It is definitely a giant from the divine domain, and may even be related to the imperial court. If this is the case, it would be terrible. Facing the imperial court, unless the existence in the dead land takes action, the Ghost King and Ghost King may not be enough. Hearing this, Xiling smiled slightly and said, the person who pulled the tooth came from a small mountain village. You, all hand over your teeth. Hearing this, the ghosts were all startled. This girl actually wanted to pull out their teeth? You, don't even think about it. King Bai Ghost Lord suddenly crushed a piece of ghost jade and disappeared from the scene. He had a great connection with a certain Ghost King, and there were too many ghosts on his body, so he turned around and ran away. Not good. Tian and Gijun's face changed, and he took a step forward to catch up. If he let the other party leave, it would cause a lot of trouble. But what the opponent used was Ghost King Ji's life-saving magic weapon, and he couldn't catch up. At this time, Yun 11 suddenly stepped forward, and she raised her hand and danced lightly. Smart and elegant. In an instant, it was as if the whole sky was rotating with her dance, light and shadow intertwined, and the years were flowing backwards. Suddenly, everyone in the field was in a trance, and the next moment, the figure of Tian and Ghost Lord who stepped out returned to where he was. And the Qinghai Ghost Lord also appeared. There was a trace of confusion written on his face. What happened? Didn't I just leave? Have we turned back time? I didn't have time to think too much, so I hurriedly reached out and took it out. Sure enough, the ghost jade I had just used appeared intact at this moment. Damn it! He was extremely panicked and immediately prepared to escape. But this time, as soon as he took out the ghost jade, it disappeared. Zi Ling has already started painting, and his ghost jade has been painted away. Immediately, Lord Qingbingui was dumbfounded. Damn, what's going on? Humph, running away without handing over the ghost fang is really bad behavior. Yun 11 spoke angrily. But all the ghosts in the field were looking at her with horror written all over them. Just now, how long did she affect this area? Going back in time, how is that possible? Someone actually masters this magical power that only exists in myths and legends. What is her origin? All the ghosts were afraid. Yin Lan, Lao Sha and other ghost kings were even more stunned, with despair in their eyes. These two girls are so outrageous. A single stroke of the pen can burn the ghost king's skin. Another light dance can affect the flow of time and space even more. I am a member of the Yeming Ghost King. The Yeming Ghost King came out of the dead. There is a big figure in the ghost world behind him. I warn you, don't touch me. The Qingbinggi Jun spoke with a serious expression. Now, he no longer has any trump cards. If you dare to threaten us, I will burn you too. Zi Ling spoke immediately and was about to use the Huangtian brush. No, no, Zi Ling, don't kill this ghost yet. At this time, Yun 11 opened her mouth, her eyes shining, and said. The Ghost King, the big shot in the ghost world, the quality of ghost teeth must be higher. Xiling Bingxiu was smart and understood immediately and said. Yeah, why didn't I think of? Little Midden, take out his teeth and let him leave to find his Ghost King. We have to keep this guy to inform us and bring the Ghost King and the like. After all, although there are already a lot of ghosts here, they are probably not enough. When Tianan heard this, he was startled for a moment, but then he understood, are the two benefactors trying to catch big fish with a long-term goal? That's right. Since the man from the small mountain village took action, how could he be limited to a few small ghost kings? To him, this old man is nothing like an ant. He immediately stepped forward, suppressed Qingbingui Lord, and knocked out his teeth with one punch. Roll. Qingbinggi Jun looked extremely sad and angry, and stretched out his hand to feel shameful and humiliated, but he could only bite his toothless gums and said. You, just wait for me. After saying that, he got up and ran away. Come on, ghost, bring more. From behind, the voice of the demon girl sounded. Hearing this, King Baigi Jun ran fast. Many ghosts in the field were a little distracted looking at this scene. A generation of Ghost King, one day all his teeth were pulled out. It's too awful. Better your teeth, otherwise, you will become dead ghosts. Zi Ling spoke immediately. Tian and Gi Jun even glanced at the entire audience, exuding the pressure of the Ghost Lord. For a moment, all the ghosts were silent. That's all, handing over Gia is better than dying. The situation is irresistible. It's too much to bully ghosts, I'll pull it out. For a time, countless ghosts in the field were forced to start pulling out their teeth. There was no way, the other party was too strong, even Qingbingui Lord couldn't escape, so they had no choice but to admit it. Yin Lan, Lao Sha and the others hesitated for a moment, then gritted their teeth and said. We are willing to follow the two goddesses like the darkness of the sky. After saying that, they both pulled out a tooth and handed it to Zi Ling and Yun 11 with some reluctance. There was no way out at this point. It's better to take refuge in the two girls in front of you, maybe you can get the same great benefits as Tianan. When Tianan heard this, his eyes immediately stood up and he said. You're just trying to figure it out, but you still want to compete with me for business. After saying that, he was very rude and direct, punching the two Ghost Kings in the mouth with one punch on the left and the other on the right. The two Ghost Kings suddenly lost all their teeth. Are you so stupid? The two were shocked and angry. Tian and Gijun turned around and handed all their teeth to Ziling and the others, saying, "Two benefactors, the proud Yaji." Yongzi patted Tianan on the head and said, "Good boy, come on." When Tianan heard this, he felt awkward and complicated in his heart, but he still nodded silently. "My benefactor, I will work hard to dirty my teeth." Seeing this, Yinlan and La Xia were shocked. "Damn, you, Tianan, are a ghost king. You are so flattering, where is your face?" At the same time, they dared not speak out in anger. At this moment, ghosts such as Goichi, Starving Ghost, Lenwudi, and others below are also urging countless ghost tribes to fight. A battleship appeared in the deep sky, with people waiting aboard. They brought people down, packed the boxes of ghost teeth, and then moved them onto the ship to reassemble them. This is a skillful business. Many ghosts' eyes were straight at this moment. Damn it, who is this person, driving a battleship to pretend to be a ghost fang? From the beginning, it was aimed at their teeth, right? My benefactor, some ghosts have kept dirty teeth in captivity and let it go wild. Tianan then asked. Ziling said. These are not good ghosts, charcoal creatures, well, I'll save them for you for dinner. When Tianan heard this, he was immediately delighted. This was an army of hundreds of thousands of ghosts, and there were ghost kings among them. A real tonic, this dinner is so filling. Let's start. Tianan gave an order. Suddenly, the massacre began. No. We've already had a rough time with you, why would Sen still mess with us? Both Yinlan Ghost Lord and Lusha Ghost Lord are in panic. However, Tianan grabbed them with his big hand and the two of them were caught. Tianan took out two black bottles and threw them in. The two Ghost Kings are good things, so you have to save them and eat them slowly. Midden. At this time, the Ghost King Mingji on the ground also got up. He ran to the Ghost King Tianan, hugged Tianan, and said with tears in his eyes, "I thought I would never see you again." At this moment, Tianan was also very moved. He and Mingzi Gijun had a deep relationship. They had not seen each other for many years, and he was filled with emotions at this moment. "You've made a difference, Mao Dan, you've made a difference." The Ghost King laughed heartily and said, "I actually became a Ghost King, that's great. Why should I sleep with ghosts in the future? I want to sleep with the female Ghost King." Tianan also nodded and said, "Go Shen, I'll give you a big opportunity." Hearing this, Mingji Gijun immediately looked forward to it and said, "What a great opportunity." Tianan Gijun raised his fist and punched his front teeth. "Ah!" Mingji Gijun suddenly cried out in pain and lost all his teeth. He was in so much pain that he said angrily, "You even beat my brothers." Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 589. Mingzi looked at his fallen teeth with a sad and angry look on his face. Tianan turned around, respectfully presented a handful of ghost teeth to Yun 11 and the others, and said, "Two benefactors, my brother's teeth, please accept them." Seeing this, Mingzi became even more angry. He had noticed before that these two girls seemed to have extraordinary origins, but he didn't expect that Xiao Mao Dan could be such a bitch. It's simply flattering. "Benefactor, my brother has suffered a miserable life since he was a child. He couldn't defeat other ghosts. He could only pick up garbage and chew mud to eat. He was homeless and wandering around. When he was 10 years old, he almost died at the hands of a female ghost. But, he stuck to himself and didn't do bad things, and he got all the way to where he is today. Tian'an said sincerely, "Two benefactors, please, please write a message to him too." Mingzi's eyes widened as he listened. His mentality was shattered. Damn it, Mao Dan, you don't follow martial ethics. How did you reveal all your old tricks? He couldn't live anymore at that time, so he really chewed mud by a certain river in Gaixiao, and it was a blessing in disguise that he stimulated his potential, and then he made it all the way to the realm of Ghost King. Moreover, Xiaomatan even told what happened when he was 10 years old. Little Matan, you are a bad example. You are selling your brother for glory? He was angry, it was too much. Moreover, he actually wants these two girls to write for him. Crazy, crazy. At this moment, after hearing this, Yun 11 and Zi Ling also showed sympathy on their faces. I have been picking up trash since I was a child, I am even more pitiful than Ming Tianbei in the village. Zi Ling, please write one for him. Yungzi spoke. Zi Ling also nodded and said. Then, let me write one for you. She immediately picked up the pen. Mingzi Gijun suddenly panicked. No. Don't write something like "be a good ghost, lucky star shines brightly, invincible cuteness etc. on your head. It's so embarrassing, okay. However, Tian'an Gijun has already held him down. Little Matan, you have changed, you are no longer human. He felt desperate and angry. Xiling picked up her pen and thought for a while, then said. Well, you are so pitiful, I wish you, a sweet life. You must be the sweetest ghost in life. Then, she wrote 4 words on Mingzi's head. When Mingzi heard the words, he was startled for a moment, as if the whole ghost was stunned, and then, he fainted without being rescued. I fainted. Go Sheng, wake up. Tian'an was anxious and hurriedly sent ghost power to help Mingzi heal his injuries. Finally, the Ghost King woke up leisurely, with a look of despair on his face, and said sadly. Matan, what is written on my head? Read it to me again. Tian'an said silently. I'm the sweetest. Mingzi Gijun failed to save another one and fainted again. Go Sheng, wake up. Tian'an takes action again to save Mingzi Gijun. I, the Ghost King of the underworld, have been dominating all my life, and have dominated the country, but now I am surrounded by these 4 words. This is so damn sweet. The Ghost King screams in misery in his heart. How can you still hang out in the ghost world in the future? Do you always stare at the words "I am the sweetest" when meeting people? He wanted to cry, really. Huh? No. Suddenly, he noticed something unconsciously. Where's the resentment? Wait a minute, where is my complaint? Mingzi Gijun turned over on the spot and sat up straight, with an incredible look in his eyes. At this moment, he actually felt comfortable all over. Moreover, because he often takes action to help his subordinates fight against resentment and hunger, the resentment and hunger accumulated in his body is stronger than that of ordinary ghosts. Now, those grievances have been evaporated and disappeared. All the mixed energy in his body was cleared. All this is because of those 4 words. I'm the sweetest. These 4 words are glowing. How can I get back to Sisi? He couldn't help but look at Tian'an, not even noticing that he was talking. Tian'an silently pointed to his forehead and said. I can evolve the body of a thick Ghost King, just by relying on 4 words. Tian'an was suddenly shocked and excited. I understand, the word Cebu is Sigwa. At this moment, Mingzi Gijun completely understood why Xiao Mao Dan did what he did. This is a lot of painstaking efforts, in order to seek great opportunities for myself. He knelt down to Yungzi and Xiling on the spot, bursting into tears with gratitude, and said with all his heart. 2 benefactors, you are a beacon for our monks to mourn on the road. Thank you to my 2 benefactors. I was lonely in the past, but I will continue to struggle in the future. I was confused in the past, but I will move forward bravely. I am the sweetest. The blessings my two benefactors have given me are the direction of my efforts. I should not only make myself sweet, but also bless ghosts and sweeten others. I understand, thank you benefactor. He salutes and kowtows. Tianan was shocked when he saw this. He said to himself, he is indeed my brother Tianan. This is the pattern. Hearing this, Xiling patted Mingzi on the head and encouraged. Puppy Shen, come on. Mingzi nodded and said. Benefactor, I will definitely do it. At this moment, below, Goichi, Starving Ghost, etc., together with Lenwudi and other ghosts, have almost cleaned up the battlefield. Benefactor. At this time, Lenwudi brought Haishan from Jufeng camp and came, pleading. Benefactor, can you also write a word for him? He Tian was a little nervous and embarrassed. He was feeling uneasy at this moment. He already understood that this word was a great opportunity. Xiling said. Okay. She immediately wrote 4 words to Krishna. Very well behaved. Haishan felt complicated in his heart. He felt that these 4 words did not suit him very well. Good brother, I am invincible and you are so obedient, okay, okay. Lenwudi was very happy. Sister Yungzi, Sister Xiling, and Gia have all finished pretending. At this time, on the battleship not far away, Mu Wanking spoke. Yungzi and Xiling looked over and saw a huge battleship, which was now fully loaded. This has become a cargo ship. It's all boxes and boxes of ghost teeth. At a glance, it seems to be dozens of tons. So much. Yungzi was so happy that when he was brought back to the village, he could build a lot of things. The second uncle's summer room, Aunt Wang's storage room, I guess that's enough. Let's go back to the village. Xiling also spoke happily. Immediately, they set off together and returned to the village. And at this moment, in the 49th star field, somewhere under the star dome, in the West Heaven Brahma court, the Brahma king has passed away and is waiting here. He looked at the 49 stars in the world that had been surrounded by ghost mist, and a smile appeared on his lips. The Lord Brahma has mercy, the ghosts have arrived in this area. When yellow smoke rises, the beacon fire calms down. When reincarnation comes out, ghosts are in the sky. In other words, when the beacon fire is strong, yellow smoke rises and ghosts are approaching, and reincarnation appears. Today, beacons are burning all over the star field, and ghosts are spreading across the world. Reincarnation, will you appear or not? He murmured, his eyes filled with anticipation. All of this was promoted by their West Heaven Brahma court. The beacon fires are raging and ghosts are everywhere, only in this way can the words in the prophecy be fulfilled. Now that everything has been realized, if the conjecture of Brahma Venerable Brahma is correct, then reincarnation is not far away. They are also close to being able to control reincarnation in the Brahma palace. King Brahma, reincarnation is about to appear, but I'm worried that the imperial court is also watching this place. Behind him, Brahma Lord Gay said with some worry, there are only a few of us here, is our strength too weak? Fighting for reincarnation, such a big thing, the Brahma court should send stronger people. Hearing this, Brahma King Lyakan smiled and said, the fight for reincarnation does not depend on strength. Speaking of strength, who can be stronger than reincarnation itself? Neither the imperial court nor the Brahma court can surpass reincarnation. All we are doing is trying our best to get the recognition of reincarnation. And all of this tests the understanding of reincarnation. The more you know about reincarnation, the easier it is to gain acceptance. His eyes were filled with an unparalleled confidence. Since the establishment of the Brahma court, the Brahma Lord has conducted experiments again and again with the creatures of the 3000 Brahma lands in the Brahma court. He has already gained an incomparable understanding of reincarnation. He murmured, waved his hand immediately, and said, "Prepare the reincarnation lotus platform. There will be some clues about reincarnation in the near future. We must capture everything that appears in reincarnation, in order to be prepared for Brahma to step into reincarnation. The Samsara lotus platform is a treasure in the Brahma palace, specially refined for reincarnation. When reincarnation appears in this star field, the lotus platform will also feel it. At the same time, a stream of light travels across the galaxy very fast. Qingbigi flew directly out of the 49th star field and arrived at the 50th star field. The person responsible for attacking the 40th to 50th star regions this time is a king among the ghosts, the Yeming Ghost King. He is in the 50th star field. On a certain star realm, the whole world is filled with heads. Outside the star realm, countless ghost armies continuously transported tens of thousands of tons of human heads from various sub-star regions and star realms, all of which were piled up. In the sky above this world, the black ghost turned into a throne, shocking the entire star field, and no ghost dared to look directly at it. The king on the throne raised his hands indifferently, and countless heads were devoured by him. He has been eating very slowly, but with every bite, he has to eat hundreds of thousands of tons of human heads. He is the Ghost King of Yeming. King of Ghosts, it's not good. The Mingzi Ghost Lord rebelled against the rough ghosts, colluded with the divine court, and spread the evil spirits of Lusha and Yinlan. Even I was harmed. Suddenly, outside this world, a rapid voice sounded, and the words were breathless. Good night, good night, good night. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 590. Earth 50 Star Territory. The endless human heads were used arbitrarily by the beings on the ghostly throne. The bloody and horrific human head was like a delicacy on a jade plate to the being on the throne. And a horrified shout came, and the being on the throne snapped his fingers. In an instant, a terrifying ghost bridge passed through his fingers and stretched across the galaxy, attracting people from the future. King Bo had already arrived in front of the throne, immediately knelt down and said, I would like to report to the Ghost King, Tianan and Mingzi. They betrayed the Ghost Clan and took refuge in the Sinio sect. All my teeth were pulled out, and even the king's skin you gave me, was destroyed. He trembled. The being on the throne seemed to have glanced at Qing Bai. At this moment, Qing Wei felt his whole body tremble, and all his memories had been mastered by the Ghost King. In an instant, mountains of human heads rolled down from the star realm, and the earth rumbled. If you destroy my skin, I will be punished. The being on the throne stood up. King of Ghosts, those two women are too scary. Their origins are unknown. You have to be careful. However, Qing Bai couldn't help but remind him. Thinking of those two demon girls, he felt lingering fear in his heart. In fact, the other party is not afraid that he will come to the Ghost King. The being on the throne heard this and said coldly, So what if I come from God's realm? If the gods dare to intervene, I will bring disaster to the world again. He was confident and fearless, because this time, for the sake of reincarnation, the ultimate giants in the dead land gave him the real treasure. In his hand, a transparent jade bottle appeared. And in the jade bottle, there is actually some soil composed of black and white. In the soil, there is a faint and strange grey mist flowing. I'm really looking forward to seeing some kings come up from the god's realm. I will kill the king. He glanced at the soil in the jade bottle and sneered. This thing in his hand is a big killer, and it may even bring about the reappearance of the age of disaster. He was looking forward to it, looking forward to the existence above the divine realm taking action. He was sure to surprise the other party. The Great Ruins Realm. The coalition forces from the Daoyi realm and other 5 eternal realms are still waiting, and they are uneasy. Yun Yinchan also had a hint of worry on his face. He was guarding here. I don't know what's wrong with 11ER, hey, he comes from a girl's family who likes to pull ghost teeth all day long. As a father, he is very worried. You, don't worry. Isn't it just a matter of pulling out a ghost tooth? If 11 Yetu wants to, I think she can pull out even the teeth that exist on the 33rd level in the sky. Yun Qianshan, however, was very leisurely and extremely confident. Yun Yinchan was confused for a while. He understood that his father had full confidence in Senior Li. The queen and the others are back. At this time, Muling dynasty shouted towards Muninshan. A battleship returns. The battleship was filled with boxes, and it looked like it had become a cargo ship. Dad, we are back. Yungzi and Xiling came first. Behind them, Mingzi Gijun and Tianan Gijun were as respectful as 2 little followers. Yun Yinchan and others looked solemn, pointing to the boxes on the battleship, somewhat in disbelief, and said, Yungzi, these aren't all ghost teeth, are they? Yungzi rode. Of course. Dad, Grandpa, you guys hurry up and move 2 boxes home. You can also eat iced watermelon in the summer. When you pull out more ghost teeth in the future, I will send them to you and build a cool house for you. Hearing this, Yun Yinchan was immediately shocked. With so many tens of tons, how many ghosts must have suffered? Could it be that the mysterious army is all gone? Moreover, he also noticed that there was another terrifying ghost lord level figure following Yungzi and the others. Very scary. At this moment, he suddenly felt, it seemed that his father was right, 11 Yetu, could really be unscrupulous. Tisk, okay, move the 2 boxes, come on, girl 11, Grandpa is waiting for you to build a summer house. Yun Qianshan was very direct, moved 2 large boxes and left. Queen, what should we do with these people? Mu Nanshan stepped forward at the same time and asked Mu Wanking. There are too many people from the Taoist realm and other 5 eternal realms. Bring them back to the dynasty and let them live up to Senior Li's decree. Li Fang had previously written a piece of calligraphy for the Muling dynasty that said punish evil and promote good. That calligraphy was regarded as the highest decree of the Muling dynasty, and it had miraculous effects. Anyone with malicious intentions would be punished wherever the decree shines. As you command. Immediately, everyone set off to return to the Muling dynasty. Before the Muling dynasty, Goiya in the battleship was transferred to a truck. After all, in the eyes of everyone, Senior Li lives in seclusion in a small mountain village and never likes to talk about matters in the spiritual world. Driving a battleship over there might displease him. The huge warship is fully loaded, so now it is divided into horse-drawn carriages, which can hold 7 large cars. Let's go back to the village. Yungzi and Xiling set off immediately. In the afternoon, the convoy finally arrived outside the small mountain village. Yungzi and Xiling were looking forward to it so much that they quickly returned to the village. In the small courtyard, the south wind plays the piano melodiously, Xiling insists on painting chickens, Subakian plants herbs, and Qing Chen continues to chase ants every day. Lu Rang and Zhang Li's turtle sneaked close to the peach tree. The turtle took a mouthful of mud and ran away very fast. Lu Rang was about to dig a little secretly, but he felt the leaves of the peach tree moving in the wind. He suddenly broke into a cold sweat and walked away pretending to be nonchalant. Damn turtle, share some with me. Lu Rang walked to Zhang Li and spoke to Wu Gui. But the turtle just opened its mouth to indicate that it had finished eating. Lu Rang suddenly became angry. He had no choice but to speak and said, Junior brother Zhang Li, you are calling me for your shit. Judging from his recent grass-raising situation, chicken manure works well, and turtle poop, should also be able to do it. Zhongli couldn't help but smile and said, "It never poops after eating." When Lu Rang heard this, his expression became complicated, and he said to Wu Gui, "You are cruel, you are cruel." On the other side, Lin Zhichen was holding a book and came to Li Fan's side, with some anxiety on his face and said, "Master, I have been practicing the art of talismans recently. Now, there is still one thing missing." He pointed to the book. It was a painting, a peachwood sword. Lin Zhichen has now achieved some success in the heavenly talisman, and will need some special things for his future practice. The Celestial Master's seal, peachwood sword, inkdo, etc. are all standard equipment for the Celestial Master. And he was particularly timid at the moment. As he spoke, he observed Dosha's reaction. To make a peachwood sword, peachwood must not be used. Seeing this, Li Fan nodded and said with a smile, "Well, it's time to make one." He immediately stood up, turned around, and looked up, only to see that at some point on the peach tree, a branch had cracks and seemed to be broken. "That's just right." Li Fan smiled, then he immediately broke off the broken branch and cut it out with a hatchet 3 or 2 times, and then he cut out a wooden sword. The disciples around him were all stunned into a daze. They clearly felt that every time Li Fan cut with his knife, it seemed that he had triggered the eternal secret of heaven, as if he was recutting the avenue and dominating the sacred. "Let's play with it." Li Fan handed the whittled wooden sword to Lin Zhichen. In his opinion, mahogany swords and the like are almost like toys. Since the disciple needs and likes them, then just cut them. When Lin Zhichen saw this, he was immediately excited. He took the peachwood sword tremblingly. This is made of peach tree." When he got the peachwood sword, he was even more dazzled by it, because he felt that this peachwood sword came with millions of sacred avenues, but he could not understand even one of them. He immediately understood that this sword was definitely a shocking sword, but now it was difficult for him to truly display its strength. A group of disciples also looked at him with envy. "It's such a good thing, I might as well ask Master to cut it for me." Wu Dade's eyes lit up. However, as soon as he finished speaking, the ears of the big black dog beside him suddenly stood up. The dog's eyes looked at the peach tree in horror, and then without hesitation. "Woof!" He bit Wu Dade on the butt. "Ah!" Wu Dade jumped up. He was so painful that he burst into tears. When he touched it with his hand, he was almost bleeding. "Is this bitch crazy? You don't know how to control the strength." However, seeing the fearful expression on the big black dog, he suddenly realized that he was seeking death just now. He suddenly broke out in a cold sweat and hurriedly bowed to the peach tree and said, "It's just a joke, Sister Doshu, don't take it seriously." At this moment, the fear in the big black dog's eyes faded a little. When a group of disciples saw this scene, they all had complicated expressions. Even Lu Rang, who originally wanted to get closer and steal some soil, could only retreat silently at this moment, feeling cowed. "Master, Master, it's hatched, it's hatched." At this time, a shout of surprise suddenly sounded. Suddenly, everyone couldn't help but turn their heads and look over. I saw Long Xuanhuan dancing with joy by the pond. "Junior brother, what hatched?" "Senior brother Xuanhuan, what's wrong with you?" Many disciples were curious and asked questions. Li Fan also smiled, stood up and walked over, saying, "What's wrong?" Long Xuanhuan pointed at the pond excitedly and said, "Master, a little black fish hatched." When everyone heard this, they all looked towards the pond. Sure enough, there was a small black fish in the pond. This snakehead fish is really too small, only 1 or 2 centimeters long. It has obviously just been hatched. You need to observe carefully to see it. At this moment, a group of koi carp in the pond were also surrounding the little black fish, seemingly curious about the newcomer. This is a rare animal. The legendary kunpeng, but kunpeng is so big. When it enters the water, the waves crash on the shore, and when it goes to the sky, it travels thousands of miles. It's so small now. You will grow up in the future. A group of disciples were all talking about it. When Li Fan saw this, he was a little surprised. When he got the scale, he just wanted to try it. I didn't expect it to be a success. There is one more rare animal. Today, he has collected 7 rare animals. The little wolf of the south wind. Zi Ling's pony. Lu Rang's calf. Dugu Yuking's little bird. Zhang Li's turtle. Lin Zhuchan's little unicorn. Plus now Long Zixuan's little blackfish. There are only 2 kinds. As for rare plants, we have collected divine blood grass, original divine grape, immortal tree, unicorn tree, and molten gold ancestral tree, with 4 more to go. Li Fan saw hope. No matter how hard you work, you can break through the first level of Qi training. Although this system is very useless, although the progress is very slow, but, at least I am still moving forward. System, just wait for me. Sooner or later, I will reach the golden elixir realm and fly freely in the air. Li Fan secretly made up his mind. System. At this time, a voice sounded outside the small courtyard. Big Demon King, we are back. Everyone turned around and saw Yun 11 and Zi Ling pushing the door open and entering. Why did you go so long? How was the harvest? Li Fan asked with a smile. Yun 11's fair and sparkling face was flushed with excitement, and she said. Come with us quickly, we will extract many, many teeth. Zi Ling also said. Junior brothers, come and help us move together, there are a lot of them. When Li Fan heard this, he was surprised. How many are there? Still need to ask someone to move. He immediately led a group of disciples and walked out of the village with Yun 11 and the others. When he walked outside the village, Li Fan was stunned. A group of disciples were stunned. I saw trucks at the entrance of the village. Top 10 cars. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 591. 10 trucks, neatly packed with boxes. At this moment, the second uncle has organized Ming Tianbei, Shuiji, and others to help carry it. Zi Ling, this box isn't filled with ghost teeth, right? Nanfan was in a daze. Zi Ling said. Sister Nanfan, they are all ghost teeth. Sister Yungzi and I traveled a long way to have the teeth extracted. Hearing this, a group of people felt shocked. Li Fan had a complicated look on his face. This was a top 10 car. With so many ghost teeth, how many ghost teeth must be extracted? Thousands. Tens of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. It seems that there are really many ghosts in this world who are eager to have their teeth extracted. At the same time, he couldn't help but think that the people in this world were so irresponsible and unenthusiastic. The ghosts need their teeth extracted so much, yet no one else can help. If everyone gave a little love and helped the ghosts to pull their teeth, how could there be so many? You have worked hard. She couldn't help but look at Yungzi and Xiling, and asked with concern. Are you tired of pulling out teeth? Does it hurt your hands? Yungzi and Xiling both shook their heads. It's easy, the great demon king, don't worry. Master, don't worry, we are not injured. Li Fan nodded. Xiao Li. At this time, Uncle Zhao Er came over with a happy face and said. You have found a treasure. Yungzi and Xiling are really capable. Look, several big cars are pulling up. Okay. Okay. He praised and said. The weather is extremely hot. It's just right. This time I can build a cool house. The second uncle is looking forward to it very much. I want to build a warehouse using ghost teeth. Meat and other things can be stored in it. It won't rot easily. Xiao Li, I want to use ghost teeth to build a pond so that I can take a bath and cool down in the summer. Aunt Wang and other villagers were also discussing enthusiastically. They had various construction ideas for ghost yacht. Seeing this, Yongzi and Xiling were very happy. They could help the village become better, and they felt a great sense of accomplishment. But Li Fan looked at everyone's heated discussion and suddenly felt. It seems that these top 10 cars and ghost teeth are still not enough. At best, 2 or 3 houses can be built. No, I have to come first this time. At this time, Uncle John came forward and said eagerly. Xiao Li, my pigs have given birth to piglets again. The weather is really too hot. I have been fanning the piglets every day for the past few days. I am exhausted. Let's use ghost teeth to build a pigsty for my uncle. When Wu Dade heard this, he also hurriedly spoke and said. Yes, master, the weather is hot and it is difficult to provide postpartum care for sows. We cannot wait any longer to build a pig pen. He has also been helping Uncle John take care of the sows that gave birth to piglets in the past few days, and he knows the hard work involved. Hearing this, Li Fan also smiled and said. Fellow folks, I think we should deal with Uncle John first according to our priorities and help him build a pigsty. What do you think? Okay, Lao Zhang, the materials are in place, I will come to help today, let's start work. The pig pen needs to be moved quickly. Let's go there soon and try to get the sows to live in their new home today and tomorrow. The second uncle waved his hand and said. Slow down for the rest, the pig pen is important. The villagers are very enthusiastic and reasonable, and support building the pigsty first. Li Fan also nodded and said. Dade, Xuanhuan, please go help quickly and move all the ghost teeth to Uncle Zhang's house. We will also help today. Immediately, a group of disciples started to move. Ziling, we have to work harder. Seeing this, Yongzi was full of fighting spirit. Yes, I hope that ghost will bring more ghosts here soon, otherwise there will be too few for the village. At this moment, they all felt that Giya's supply was still far from satisfying the villagers and elders yearning for a better life. Outside the small mountain village, Mingji Ghost Lord and Tianan Ghost Lord, with their subordinates, waited respectfully outside the small mountain village, but neither dared to reveal themselves. Seeing the carloads of ghost teeth being moved to the small mountain village, Mingzi Gijun was completely in a trance. This must be some kind of small mountain village. He simply felt that this was a terrifying place that could not be compared to the 33rd heaven. That vast aura, the unimaginable Tao. It's like the most sacred place in the world, and one can't help but worship it. The existence of this place can easily suppress the mist of disaster, and even summon reincarnation. The darkness of the sky is the Tao. He told Mingzi Gijun one by one about many things that had happened before. In order to avoid leaking their words, the two of them used their soul power to communicate. After Mingzi heard this, the whole ghost was stunned. The grey mist of disaster was wiped out, the yellow smoke suppressed the netherworld blood river, and Bingruo was sent into reincarnation in a single thought. How does this exist? He couldn't help it anymore, knelt down, and bowed towards the small mountain village, making a big salute. No wonder people dare to use ghost teeth to build pig pens. To this moment, I am all excited. Tianan smiled and said. How about it, are you still aggrieved by offering ghost fang? The ghost king said. I feel wronged, why not feel wronged? The pigs in the village are so wronged. He said with emotion on his face. How can those ordinary ghost teeth be used to build a pig pen, Mao Dan? At least those existing teeth in the dead land are worthy of the pigs in our village. When Tianan heard this, his heart was complicated. Damn it, Go Sheng was even more shameless than himself. Can this be rolled? As Mingzi said that, he kept going to the small mountain village. You and I are ghosts. We can't go in without the permission of the seniors here. Tianan hurriedly reminded. Mingzi said, don't panic, I won't be able to get in. Tianan. You and I have almost swallowed Yinlan and Lusha. It is important to increase our strength now. If I'm not wrong, the Ghost King of Yeming should be on the way. And at this moment, the border between the 49th star field and the 50th star field, the ghost energy is overwhelming and surging. The void trembled, and a terrifying black ghost cloud stretched for thousands of miles and floated over from the 50th star field. Above the black ghost cloud, an endless army of ghosts stood, staring at the 49th star in front of them. The speed of that black ghost cloud is extremely fast, far faster than any battleship. This is the result of the Ghost King's magical power. A ghost cloud carries thousands of troops and horses. Around the ghost cloud, it exudes hundreds of millions of evil spirits, covering almost half of the star field, covering the sky and blocking out the sun. This cloud quickly crossed the previous substar areas and arrived at the 8th substar area. The sky is dark, the underworld is coming, you deserve to die. A cold and grand voice sounded. The terrifying aura swept over him. It shocked the entire 8th substar region. The Great Ruins realm also felt it, and the shadow of the world tree appeared because of it. Every realm felt it. What's going on? I feel great panic. This evil aura, the premonition of death, is the end of the entire world coming. This kind of coercion can be compared with the existence in the divine realm, reflecting the sky. Countless people trembled, and the entire star field was shrouded in panic. In fact, several star realms that were close to the ghost army were affected by this energy and exploded directly. This is a king-level existence, one thought can overwhelm all realms. Unless a king of the same level appears, the king is the master of heaven and earth. The Great Ruins realm. Yun Yinshan, Mu Wanking, and others gathered together and were ready to go. Before Zi Ling and Yun 11 left, they told them that there was a large wave of ghosts behind them. Therefore, they prepared with all their strength, boxes, battleships, trucks, etc. from the entire Degza realm. Because one battleship probably can't pull out so many ghost teeth. Such a powerful aura, it must be the arrival of a giant among ghosts. Yun Yinshan murmured, with a trace of doubt in his eyes, and said. In the war between gods and ghosts, the star regions subordinate to the gods were massacred in this way. Why didn't the beings in the 33rd heaven take action? Why didn't Sci-Shan's heavenly soldiers and generals appear? It shouldn't be. Master, who leads Sci-Shan, has always been upright and will not tolerate Goesia being so wanton. He has never told anyone that when he was in trouble, he once worshipped a truly great man as his teacher. Lord of Sci-Shan, Divine King Wei Yang. This secret is not even known to anyone in the divine realm. In the past, when he was killed by the Lin family in the divine realm, Wei Yang was ordered to hunt down a certain demon clan culprit, but he never saw his master for the last time. Don't think about it, just inform 11 Yetu and them to receive the goods. Yun Qianshan said carelessly, I'm still waiting to build a summer house. Yun Yinshan couldn't help but smile bitterly, his father was really big-hearted. I'm going to deliver a message to Sister Yungzi and the others right away. Mu Wanking also spoke and left immediately. Outside the small mountain village. Coming. The darkness of the sky and the arrival of darkness are all felt at this moment. The Ghost King appears. This kind of aura runs through the entire 8th substar field. Mu Wanking has also arrived, and she walks into the small mountain village. Along the way, everyone in the village was busy. She inquired and learned that Li Fan and his disciples were helping Uncle Zhang's house. She immediately went to Uncle Zhang's house. Not long after, she saw the scene in front of her, but she was shocked. I saw the folks in the village building a pigsty. and the materials used, are all ghost teeth. Some villagers hammered the ghost teeth into pieces and mixed them into mud. Some villagers are using ghost teeth as nails and are hammering wooden strips. Next to it, an old sow and a group of piglets seemed to be waiting to move into a new home. She had long known that the village was luxurious, but Xuanhuan still didn't expect that luxury would reach such an extent. Ghost teeth have many wonderful uses. They are a treasure that nourishes the soul and can also help people achieve enlightenment. Priceless. But now, she took a deep breath and told herself not to make too much fuss. She immediately walked over, saluted Li Fan and said, "Xuanhuan pays homage to Senior." Li Fan was instructing everyone to build a pig pen. Seeing this, he smiled and said, "How did you come?" Xuanhuan said, "Xuanhuan is here to report to Yongzi, Sister Xiling and the others. The ghosts they were waiting for are here. I guess there are more of them than before." Hearing this, Yongzi and Xiling ran over immediately. Yongzi said happily, "It came so quickly." Xiling was also happy and said, "Great, now we can build other things besides pig pens. Master, let's go extract the tooth." They looked at Li Fan. Li Fan also smiled when he heard this. Now, he is completely used to it. Well, there is something wrong with the ghosts in this area, they just like to have their teeth pulled out, and it is a good thing that Yongzi and the others enjoy helping ghosts. A win-win situation. Good. Li Fan opened his mouth and said at the same time, "Nanfang, Xuanhuan, you all can go together." According to Xuanhuan, more people came this time than before. If Yun 11 and Xiling were allowed to go, they would be so tired. When Nanfan and others heard this, they immediately put down what they were doing and said, "As you command." They immediately turned around and left. Lin Zhujian put the peachwood sword on his waist. He hadn't fought ghosts for a long time, so this was a good opportunity to practice his skills. "Come on, girl 11. If you work harder, I'll build a cattle pen later." The villagers all gave instructions one after another, which was called expectation. When they came out of the village, Tianan and Mingzhi immediately led the way. A group of people quickly headed towards the starry sky. 2 long chapters, good night.